How's it going, Jack Tackers, and welcome back to another video for you guys. Today, I wanted to talk about some pretty massive news regarding the Yellowstone franchise and kind of want to discuss the future of this universe as a whole and all its, spin-offs and whatnot. So, I guess with that being said, let's just start off with the earth-shattering news that John Dutton himself, Kevin Costner, is apparently leaving Yellowstone after season 5. Now, this is pretty interesting, mainly because I feel like this had been a rumored thing for a while now, but it looks like today we actually have direct confirmation on this. The Discussing Film account on Twitter, the place where I get pretty much all my movie and TV news, tweeted that Kevin Costner is leaving Yellowstone after 5 seasons due to alleged drama with Taylor Sheridan. Now, obviously, Taylor Sheridan is the creator and writer of Yellowstone and is a very important guy when it comes to this show. So the fact that Kevin Costner is having some issues with him isn't very good. In terms of what all this drama is about, it's not really known exactly what it is as of now. However, we do know that there has also been some scheduling conflicts that Costner has had to deal with. So maybe this could have contributed to his role on the show. Apparently, Costner is filming a big movie called Horizon, and it's hard for him to find time to be on Yellowstone at the moment. Now, honestly, my general thoughts on this aren't super positive, of course. I mean, this just sucks. Yellowstone without John Dutton is like The Walking Dead without Rick Grimes, and we all know how that turned out. I don't really think anyone wants to watch this show if John isn't going to be a part of it. I mean, sure, there's still a lot of great supporting characters on Yellowstone, like, Beth, Rip, Casey, I guess, even though I don't really like what they've done with his character as of late. But John is still the focal point of the show, and him not being part of it will probably just feel super weird. I guess I should mention, though, it's kind of unclear if the role of John Dutton will be recast. But I'm going to tell you right now, I do not want a recast. Recasts are just horrible most of the time, especially for such a massive character like this. I just don't want to see anyone else play this character except for Kevin Costner. I mean, there has been instances where you kind of have to do recasts, usually for minor characters, but yeah, this is a big deal. It's the lead of the show. You don't want to recast him, so I just, I don't really want to see that. But I suppose this kind of begs the question, is John Dutton going to be killed off or what? I mean, maybe. Although at this point, I seriously wonder if the show should just honestly end after season 5. I don't think this will be the case, though, because I believe Taylor Sheridan wants a season 6 and, to continue this franchise. But I feel like we're heading into a major problem with the universe now. I'm worried if Paramount continues with all these spin-offs and continues with the main show, we could have a situation on our hands where it's incredibly evident that they're just trying to milk it for more money. Now, don't get me wrong, the prequels they've done so far have been pretty damn amazing. I loved 1883. 1923 was also fantastic. I did a whole review for that, so if you want to hear more thoughts on that series, my thoughts on that, you can watch that video on the channel. But we're apparently going to be getting a season 2 of 1923, which honestly, I'm looking forward to that. I do think there's a decent amount of story you could tell with that series, so that could be super intriguing. I mean, there's a lot of kind of lore aspects that you could explore with that show and kind of go through the Dutton family tree. It's all interesting. But another spinoff we have is the 4 Sixes show with Jimmy. And, I think that could be fun because, I love Jimmy as a character. Jimmy is actually one of my favorite characters in the whole franchise. So that could be really cool seeing a show with him as the main lead and would be really comedic because Jimmy's a funny guy. We all love Jimmy. And lastly, there has been some hubbub about Matthew McConaughey joining the Yellowstone universe in, I believe, his own show. Now, I think there has been some confusion regarding all that, though. I think some people thought McConaughey was joining the main show Yellowstone, but from my understanding, it's a totally separate series. Who knows, though? I mean, they might scrap that idea and just have him join the main show after all. It'd be pretty funny if their way of making up for Kevin Costner leaving is to bring in Matthew McConaughey. And I love Matthew McConaughey, but I don't think it would make up for Costner's departure at all because Kevin Costner's just the GOAT. He's awesome. But yeah, the Yellowstone universe is in a bit of a pickle right now. I mean, do you guys think it'd be for the best that Yellowstone concludes after season 5 because the show would just be too different without John Dutton? Or do you think Yellowstone should go on for a few more seasons? Also, I guess let me hear your thoughts on all these spin-offs. Honestly, the way I see it, as long as all these spin-offs are good and well written, like they have been so far, I don't see too much of a problem with them continuing for multiple seasons. But at the same time, though, I guess I don't want them to run the risk of the shows becoming boring and bland after a while. So I really don't know. It is a bit of a slippery slope. Overall, though, I just genuinely want what's best for this franchise. And deep down, I have to believe Taylor Sheridan wants that too, since he's, of course, the one who started the whole thing. So maybe Sheridan has some tricks up his sleeve and, will somehow make Costner's departure feel natural and earned. And it'll be like a great experience watching his final episode or something like that. I don't know. Maybe it will actually make sense for the story. And if it does make sense for the story, which as of now, I don't think it really does, but, they could pull like a Succession type of thing if you guys have watched that show. Spoiler alert, skip ahead a few seconds if you haven't seen Succession and you're not caught up with it. But what they did with Logan Roy's character, okay, you know what? I'm not going to spoil anything, but I'm just going to say what they did with Logan Roy's character. You can probably imagine what they did with Logan Roy's character. But yeah, what they did with him, they could do maybe something similar with John Dutton. I think that could be very interesting. And overall, I'm just very curious to see where all this goes. But, I mean, that's pretty much all I have to say about it. Let me hear your thoughts on all this down in the comments below, because it's very interesting. I mean, a lot of things are kind of up in the air right now, but I'm still looking forward to, the second half of season 5 of Yellowstone just to see what unfolds. And I'm a fan of the show, so yeah, I just want what's best for it, as I've already said. But yeah, let me hear your thoughts on this. And if you liked this video, make sure to give it a thumbs up. Subscribe if you're new. Please check out my Letterboxd and Twitter down in the description. I'll follow back. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.